Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Media Snack Meets. I'm Tom Denford, co-founder and CEO of ID Comms. My guest for this episode is Anthony Martinez, who's SVP Media and Growth Marketing at Serta Simmons Bedding. Hey, guys.
Hello, gentlemen.
Where are you? There you are.
Welcome to Media Snack Meets, where we get to meet the individuals and organizations doing great work to inspire success and drive change through the global media and marketing industry. Because the best are short on time, we ask just 6 questions in 15 minutes. We get to learn what is behind the success, what it takes to make change in the industry, and what the rest of us can learn from that experience. Please subscribe to get alerts of all upcoming guest episodes.
Anthony, hello.
Hey, Tom. How are you?
I'm good. Very good to see you. Let me turn up.
Happy New Year.
So good to have you on the show. I mean, you and I have known each other for a number of years, and many people might know you from your. Well, I think we met when you were at Coca-Cola originally, and we've been trying to do this for a while. So I'm really pleased that you can join us. Anthony is one of the, I say this about some of our guests, but a highly articulate media director. I mean, somebody that we're going to learn from. So I'm very pleased that you're on the show.
Excited to be here. I'm humbled to be here, Tom. And that might set the bar pretty high. So we'll see how I could do.
Good. Well, you know the format, so we'll just get straight into this. The first thing is, for those that don't know you, so let's just introduce who you are, your role now at Serta Simmons as well, which is really interesting, and something in your recent or deep past that you're particularly proud of in your career.
Oh, goodness. Anthony Martinez, currently working at Serta Simmons Bedding, looking after our media and growth marketing discipline. I just joined the company in March of last year, so still relatively looking at things with new and fresh eyes. I spent 10 years at Coca-Cola, a variety of different positions across the US, and then more recently, the global marketing team. And before that, spent time on the agency side of the business and had a couple of other brand roles, but always kind of focused in either comms planning, strategic planning, or specifically within media planning.
Good. What are you proud of? Give us. Have you done lots of interesting things over the years? I know, but
I think you kind of reach a point, I guess, in your career where the things that you're most proud of are the people that you get to work with and interact with. I could probably talk a lot about the different programs that I had a chance to participate in, it's more about being very grateful for the chance to be part of some of the exciting marketing initiatives, whether it was at American Express or Coca-Cola, and kind of seeing things through those lenses. But it's really the people and the teams that I've been able to lead and build, and the people that I've met along the way, like yourself, Tom. So I think those are the things that I'm most proud of, those friendships and the networking opportunities that I've had.
Good. Well, that leads us perfectly to our next question, which is the best thing or things about working in media and in your roles. I know you've had opportunity to have very broad kind of remits and view across the industry, as you said, from different positions. But what for you has been the highlights of working in media?
I mean, the thing that I'm always excited about is that the job never gets boring, because you kind of get to dive into so many different disciplines and functions and capabilities. I mean, it's not just, you're doing this one thing, and I don't know if that's true of other functions because I haven't worked in those other functions, but I mean, and you get to really use a combination of your left and right brain, whether or not it's coming up with creative programs with partners and your agencies, or it's more on the performance side of things and thinking about analytics and how that might work and apply to the business. You're involved in technology discussions and data conversations. So it's like you've got this breadth of opportunity, and the job is just constantly evolving and constantly interesting. And I think that's what's always attracted me to it. There's a new challenge every day. And what I was doing, 10 years ago is completely different than what I'm doing today. And I'm still in the same function, right? And I don't know how true that is of every discipline.
Yeah. Let me ask you just, I'm going to go off piece for a minute, if you don't mind, which is because I'm really always interested in people's job titles. I mean, I'm not big on hierarchy of job titles. In fact, we don't have any job titles, but I think sometimes that's really significant, isn't it? So if you're SVP media and growth marketing, and we love media as a lever for growth, right? It should be part of growth marketing agenda. What's the significance of that? And what's the part of your role at Serta Simmons that's growth marketing?
Yeah.
Can you explain that a bit?
So I'll try. There's probably a couple of different ways to explain it. I think the thing that I really was looking for when I took this role is kind of the broader remit that I have and the responsibilities that actually sit underneath me. So I'm looking after not just our paid media tactics, but everything across our paid, owned, and earned channels. So some of the capabilities that my team looks after are our CRM capabilities, organic, social, SEO, as well as those tried and true paid media tactics.
Yeah.
So it is really trying to get an understanding, kind of the full marketing capability. And then I'm also responsible for both our performance marketing efforts that are tied to some of our direct-to-consumer initiatives, as well as the money that we invest behind our brands. So it's a combination of both things. And I think that's where kind of that role from a growth marketing capability comes from.
Yeah. And I love that. I think that would be interesting for people. I mean, you and I have talked about this before, and you shared a bit with me the background of that role, because it was also a new role, right? And it's kind of, the remit's been expanding. But that idea that as a media person, you're not just limited to the paid media, and you actually start to see media opportunities through the business, through owned assets, and bring together brand and performance, as you said, which in a lot of marketing departments is still very siloed. And as a media person, you're one or the other, aren't you? Quite often. So I love that idea that, and we see a few people in media roles that are pulling together the organization, and I love that idea. Our next question maybe pertains a bit to that. So challenges in media, as I said earlier, you've seen it from a lot of different angles. What do you see the industry challenges from your seat now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different opportunities or challenges depending on how you look at it. I think the one that's been top of mind of late, for a number of reasons, is really, it comes back to people, right? I think the real challenge we have as a profession and as an industry is it feels like we've gone to a place where we're over specializing in our talent. And I think that creates a lot of risk in the long run, given what the challenges are in the industry and the need to have that broader understanding of the media ecosystem. And like you said, being able to pull different functions and different things together. And I think what you're winding up seeing now with a lot of younger talent coming up is this over specialization in a specific platform or with a specific capability within the media function. And I think there's a real challenge and a real risk to that. And I would kind of encourage folks who are new to the industry, definitely embrace those opportunities to learn, to go deep and learn those things, but look for opportunities to expand your knowledge and understand the full opportunity within the media ecosystem.
Yeah. I really like that. And we've observed the same thing. And I think, as I said at the beginning, you're very articulate as kind of summarizing some of the challenges with these things. Over specialization is a big risk, I think. Would agree for that. Okay, so on to the next thing. So leadership advice. So this is either something that's some beautiful thing that somebody said to you years ago that it just kind of keeps working for you, or something perhaps that you share with others in managing a team that you found has been effective.
Yeah, I thought about this one. I think there's a couple of different things that I would say. One is, no matter where you are in your career, be hands-on. I kind of always have appreciated both the strategy and operational parts of our jobs. And I think if you lean too far into the other direction of strategy and you don't know how to operationalize it, you become really ineffective. So as much as you can, get hands-on, get hands to keyboard, learn how different things work in this industry, whether that's a buying platform or an ad server or just an analytics platform. Be in it, because I think it goes a really long way. And then, a lot of the roles that I've had of late have been around change management, transformation, whether it's media transformation, marketing transformation. And there was this really interesting quote that I came across, or proverb that I came across the other day, which is, if you believe you're too small to drive change, you've never been in the room with the mosquito. So I think no matter where you are in the organization and no matter, your level within the organization, do not think that you can't be an advocate and a provocateur of change.
Yeah.
And embrace that role, because I think that's what a lot of brands and clients, and I think even agencies, are looking for from their workers.
Yeah. Do you find that presumably is that more an issue in giant corporations? People just think that they can't have an impact. Did you come across that kind of thinking? People just don't try so much, maybe.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a little bit of, I'm in this big organization. I'm not really I don't feel empowered to make these changes. I'm really just sitting and waiting for someone to tell me what to do. And so some of it just might be where you sit, or if you feel you're too junior. But really, some of the best ideas for driving change can come from anywhere within the organization. So don't feel like you're kind of waiting for something to be passed down from the mountain on how things are going to change. I think everybody's looking for how to do things differently and how to be more effective with our resources. So speak up. Don't keep things to yourself.
Yeah, good. Love that one. Right, outside of media, where would we find you? Just when you want to get away from it all and you want to think about something else, where would we find you?
So right, I guess at the beginning of the pandemic, when I was spending way too much time working from home, which we're a fully remote organization, so I'm working from home now. We, as a family, decided to kind of start to explore Georgia a little bit more. So moved here to Atlanta about 6 years ago. Didn't really know too much of the state of Georgia, and we were East Coast people, so used to beaches and stuff like that. But we started driving up north to the Georgia mountains, to the Blue Ridge Mountains, and it's just been our family and my escape every summer. And we try to get up there multiple times. We've got a little cottage on a mountain. And we enjoy it. We enjoy lake life, and we enjoy being up in the mountains and just kind of enjoying the outdoor space.
Love it. Very good. With same up here. We're at upstate New York, just way away from everybody. It's just great. Right, looking ahead. So finally, we've talked about some of the challenges in the industry and some of particularly the talent challenges as well. Looking at a year from now, we're at the beginning of the year. Where would you like the industry to be? And what would be your hopes for the coming year?
The thing I would say, Tom, is like I think my aspiration is maybe when this profession is no longer seen as like a villain in the consumer ecosystem. Like I think we've got a narrative where we're either stealing people's attention, interrupting the things that they want to do. We're on the wrong side of the privacy conversation a lot of times as an organization, as an industry, right? And I think really getting a new narrative out there that this is an exciting industry to work in, that we are doing some great things, and really, hoping that we see some of that come from some of our trade organizations, right? Like we need to start to talk about the positive things that we do as an industry and how we contribute to the economy, how we contribute to culture, and the great opportunities that exist in the profession.
Yeah. I mean, normally I would wrap the episode at this point, as you know, right? And I would just say thanks very much. But I've got to put a pin in that because that is so just so perfect for the beginning of the year. And it honestly echoes what we hear from marketers across other businesses as well, is that can we please be a positive force in the media industry, and perhaps leave behind a lot of the negativity, which we can deal with. So listen, amen to that. We love that. Anthony Martinez, SVP Media and Growth Marketing at Serta Simmons Bedding. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Tom.
Who would you like to meet on future episodes? Please let us know in the comments below. Subscribe to the Media Snack channel, where you will also find previous guests, including leading marketing executives from companies like P&G, Uber, LVMH, Mars, IKEA, and many more. Plus, some of the industry's most provocative thought leaders, such as Belinda Smith, Sir Martin Sorrell, Wendy Clark, Gary Vaynerchuk, and Professor Mark Ritson. You can also get alerts to hear about upcoming new guests. If you liked this episode and think someone else would, then please share it. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.